What's going on, man? Welcome back to another episode of that Stay Off My Grass podcast. You got your boy, Suns fan Randy. And man, I really don't want to do this. I wish I wasn't making this video right now, but I just gotta speak on it. It was just irking my soul, man. It was irking my soul. I just gotta speak up on this Deandre Ayton situation, man, and just throwing my little 2 cents on how I feel. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of people like, oh man, he's just locked in and all this other stuff. But for me and my perspective of it, or just how I interpreted it, is just like this is not good. This is not good, and it's irritating my soul because it's just like, man, like this is our shot. Like not this season specifically. Like I don't think our championship window is closed or closing, or you know what I'm saying, like some of the other national people. But like we right there, dog. We right there. We knocking at the championship door. You know what I'm saying? We knocking right there. So it's just seeing this is just like it's irritating because it's just like we so close, and I want the chip so bad. I want it so bad. So it's just like even if it's just for this year, just if everything fell apart next year, like I just would not care, just as long as. But to focus in on his DA, so he came in yesterday in the media day and was like, like I'm, like he was kind of nonchalant about everything and just like, oh, like when you want to, like was he happy? He was like, like I got the one I wanted, or not the one I wanted, but it's done, it's over with now. And then today, and this was the one that mainly triggered me to do this video, and all and another conversation I was having in the group chat is that he came out and said, like, well, they asked him, like, are you happy? He was like, I'm just treating this like work, man. I want to get between the lines. It's work here and da 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 and blah blah blah, and just essentially just like disengaged and just like he's treating this essentially like a job, which it is, right? When in the grand scheme of things, it's a job, but like you're treating this as work. And I feel like if you work or whatever, like like especially if you have a job that you don't like going to, or if you treat it just like it's just a check, you know that you're not going to be there very long and that you're not putting in that much effort into that job. You know what I'm saying? Like you show up late, you know what I'm saying, you cut corners, you do this, you know what I'm saying, you leave early, all kind of stuff. So it's just like this is not good in the sense of the chemistry, because I feel like yes, you can show up, and I feel like even maybe a 75-80% DA, you know what I'm saying, or 80% improved DA could be better, or it could be useful for the season or whatever the case may be. Like that's fine. But like in for a championship run, for a championship team, everybody has to be bought in from the top to the bottom. It has to be selflessness. It has to be about team. It has to be about like we a unit. It has to be togetherness to win a chip. You can't you can't just show up like Jordan, you know what I'm saying, and all these other great people like LeBron or whoever you know what I'm saying, put up there or whatever the case may be. Like you think that they showed up and was like, yo, like I'm treating this like work, like I'm treating this just like a job, like this is just work for me when I get, like, hell no. It's like we need you to buy into the system. If not, then you need to, you know what I'm saying? We trying to get rings, we trying to get chips. And like I said, I feel like I understand DeAndre Ayton's frustration though. So that's where I'm kind of like torn, but because I understand it, because it's like at the end of the day, how no matter how you slice it or dice it, like as a fan, objectively speaking, we fucked Da. Like we fucked him so hard that it was so crazy that it was just like I understand the reason why he would have some resentment towards the organization. And then on top of that, you add Robert Sarver onto the situation, so it's just like I can understand why he's disengaged and why he feel like potentially, like, you know what I'm saying, like how he's acting, because it's like if you really want to get surgical, the root of this problem, I feel like, and people don't, I feel like Suns fans don't want to acknowledge or address it. The root of this problem is really probably CP3. Like at the end of the day, CP3, and the more like I'm kind of like noticing and watching, I'm like, okay, I understand the little meme or the viral moment of when James Harden and CP3 was arguing, and James Harden just like went like this on it. Cause I feel like CP3 is definitely acquired taste. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody can't play with CP3. And I feel like that's just like if you look at the resume, you would know like CP3 is an acquired taste. Everybody doesn't like CP3, like whatever the case may be. But the thing is that CP3 is elite at what he does. He's, you know what I'm saying, super elite. He wins and all this other stuff. So it's like he's an acquired taste, but he's a winner, right? And so he still brings that winning mentality here to Phoenix. But at the same time, as a player, I can imagine, I can understand, like, okay, especially during that Maverick series, that you're not about to go for a lot of like CP3 stuff, because CP3 to me gives off the kind of player that's, I feel like we've all, if you play basketball, and you know, like the kind of player that tell everybody else what to do, right? But no one acknowledge what he's doing wrong, right? He can go around and say, "Oh, you need to be setting a screen," or "Oh, you need to do this," and "Oh, you should have shot that." But at the end of, you know what I'm saying? But he the fuck up. He the one that's blowing layups and getting turnovers. And I feel like that exact thing. Because if you watch it, if you go back, like him and Jay Crowder and CP3 was getting into it. And I feel like that's a little bit of the reason why Jay Crowder is just like acting how, like, because I feel like my thing with Jay Crowder too is just like, I don't understand why he going about it. Like, I understand, like, okay, boom, like Cam Johnson taking your starting spot. You want to go somewhere to start because that's kind of like how the league kind of get you up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know, you know. If you pay attention to basketball, you know, like the first effect of like the NBA or you phasing out of the league is losing your starting spot. So it's just like, okay, I understand. Like, you want to go somewhere where you can start so you can, you know what I'm saying, get that bag, whatever the case may be. All right, cool, boom. I understand that. But I feel like the way he acting, how he acting, I don't understand why he acting like that, because I feel like the city or like Phoenix Suns fans did nothing but embrace him. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like his relationship probably with the team is probably the reason why he's acting like, you know what I'm saying, how he's acting. And so back to the DA and CP3, I feel like I said, CP3 gives off the kind of guard that's like, all right, I'm pointing out what everybody else is doing wrong, but I'm not acknowledging that I'm turning the ball over 5 times every night we play against Luka. I can't guard nobody on the Mavericks, and they targeted me every single time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, so it's like you can't do that. You can't tell people, oh, with the woo woo blah blah blah, and then lose. And I feel like that's why CP3 has been able to get away with it for so long. Because it's just like, all right, CP3 is a winner at the end of the day, so he can go and tell people, and people you'll take heed to, like, all right, like maybe I should have shot that, or maybe I should have, you know what I'm saying, to what Chris Paul is commanding you to do if you're winning. But especially when you start losing, all of that starts to get magnified. And I feel like I said, at the end of the day, and then to add on top of it, not to put it all on CP3, but it's CP3, and I feel Monty too. Because I feel like, and then Monty came out, or DA came out and said, like, yeah, I ain't talked to him since game 7. So that's like 5 months. So it's just like that, like, that's not good. That's not good. But anyways, CP3 came out at the post game of the Western Conference Finals, right? After we won the championship, he was like, "Yeah, man, we got to get DA paid and woo, woo, blah blah blah," right? And Monty was kind of on the same kind of sentiment or whatever. And I feel like if you know, you know, it's kind of up to the point guard and the head coach, right, to put you in a position to go get that bag. Just like we put Devin Booker in position to go get 70 points against the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the same kind of thing for the people that don't know, right? It's like people around have to put you in a position like, all right, like, boom, like, we're trying to get you paid. We want you to, you know what I'm saying, average career highs or whatever the case may be, and do what you need to do. And DA continuously continued to be a team player, right? Made sacrifices for the team, was just like, all right, boom, I'm not getting as much touch as I want, but we went in and I'm doing what I need to do. I'm grabbing boards, like, even though I'm boxing other people out so other people can grab boards, or I'm not scoring a 20 a night, I'm getting 17 and woo, blah, blah, blah. He was making sacrifices for the team, right? In like, probably in his mind, like, they're gonna take care of me though. Like, all right, like, I'm doing all of this for the team, like, they're gonna take care of me. And then when contract came around, we fucked him over with the Indiana Pacers deal and didn't want to pay him whatever he wanted, right? So I can understand it completely why DA is mad, and why he's like, I'm treating this shit like a job. Because, like, at the end of the day, we fucked him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would be mad too if you went and you made sacrifices and you did all of this and you got fucked at the end, especially in the wallet. Like, I can understand, like, maybe on the court or some, you know what I'm saying, some media stuff, or like you said something crazy or whatever. But like, now you messing with my family. Now you messing with my pockets. Now you messing with a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just hopefully, like, let me know if I'm tripping. You can let me know in the comment section if I'm tripping, if I'm going overboard, if I've jumped off or whatever. But I just feel like I'm calling it like I'm seeing it. And like I said, man, it's worrisome for sure. So hopefully during the season, a little bit of this can blow over. They can mend some of these, like, you know what I'm saying, relationships, and we can just move past this. But till next time, man. Peace.